Welcome again, my friends, for this week video. This is the second part of last week movie trailer or comparison, if you want, the ugly comparison or review when I put on the fight the Positive Grid Spark Mini and the new X Mightier. So you already know the topic, so get ready. Let's go on. So that I can show you the main differences in the application. I will always only give you an idea of which are the effect blocks, how they work, so not a big deal. In any case, let's have a look at that. So let me show you the screen of my smartphone on the left hand side. Let's start from Spark, the Spark Mini. This is the application, how you are welcome when it is connected to the device. You see that on top there is the list of effects available. The effects available are in the list noise gate, compressor, and wah pedal, or and wah, it is an out wah, of course, drive, so overdrive and similar, the amplifier, including the cab simulator. We don't have a separate cab simulator. There is the modulation and equalizer that are combined. Keep that in mind because you will see the difference with the new X. Then delay and reverb, so the usual After Effects that normally are placed after the amplifier. You can select whichever block you want. If you want to change the block, you just need to double click and then you are provided with a list of what you can select. You see that we have, for example, in this case, five compressors. One is temporarily disabled because on server side, Positive Grid is making some changes. There are also some packages with effects that can be paid. You can purchase them separately. For example, there is a Jimi Hendrix package that promises its tones. I don't like this. I would prefer for Positive Grid to provide some free updates to keep their system supported. But in any case, giving support, even if paid, is always a good message, in my opinion. You see that you can select whichever effect. To turn it on and off, you just need to scroll it up and down in the chain. So very simple. There is a picture that gives you an idea what it is. What I would like you to notice that is very interesting, that in my opinion is evident, is that whichever effect you select in a certain block, like reverb in this case, has exactly the same knobs to select. This makes it evident that these are models, they are not trying to reproduce so faithfully the original device. You will see that the NUX has an opposite opinion on this side. Again, is that so important? It depends. If you want to use this as a simulator of the real thing, because in studio or during live you would prefer to use that one, this is just for practice, but you want to get a similar behavior, well, you will never get it, by the way, that's a secret. But in any case, you will have the possibility to in with the if the representation would be more faithful with the same kind of controls, it would be easier to feel at home. Here instead you have always the same controls. This helps you in any case when using only this system, because regardless you change the kind of reverb, the kind of delay, you will always know what is the purpose of any knob. You don't need to train for every single effect. You just need to understand how it works for the single device. You see that there are some exceptions because, in particular, where compressor and wah are combined, you don't find exactly the same situation. Some devices, some systems, some effects are easier. They have less knobs, but they have more or less always the same feeling. That's my opinion. That's not a disadvantage because it saves you a lot of time. The application looks very good, is very reactive. Sometimes it's not so easy to make it see the device. And another important thing I would like you to notice is that if I put it on the background, it will lose the connection with the devices that needed to connect it again. This saves your phone battery, but of course it's not so practical. But in any case, if you keep it um, on the foreground, that's not a big deal. You will see there is a menu where you can select a lot of things. It is connected with camera. You can you can record yourself. And by the way, if you place the smartphone very close to with a certain inclination, very close to your speaker, the effect is good. The recording is not so bad, so you don't really need to connect them. It is possible to record directly. But then there are the great advantages I mentioned. Okay, looking at the effects, if you press on the list, I mean, this part on the top, this one is rhythm. You can select which one you want, and you see that there are the 4 presets stored in the machine are these ones, are the hardware ones, as they are mentioned. But you can also have pop, blues, rock, metal, and so on. If you list them all, you will find hundreds of these. Then you can download them on the device and make sure that you're using it. There are some bass effects, some acoustic effects, because also these two are working also as acoustic guitar amplifier, so they are very flexible in my opinion, both acoustic and bass amplifiers, both of them. So they are very interesting from this point of view. You see that it is always possible to change the preset, and by the way, change this one. One important thing that you can notice is that if you look here, the light changed because I selected custom, that is the last option, like it is written here. I don't know if you can read it. But of course the knob didn't turn. If I move it, it will move later. There is a delay, but they are not, of course, the light is following what you do in the app, but of course it cannot change the position of the knob. That is obvious. The same for anything else like volume or other things, because they are not motorized. It's valid for both of them. I was not expecting this from this device. In any case, one great thing is the possibility to have some effects, some music as a backing track. Both of them are working as a Bluetooth speaker, but you see that, for example, there is Experience Jimi Hendrix, as I told you, is the paid package that they made available. You will find a lot of songs. There is a direct connection with YouTube, Spotify, or so on, so you can take directly one song. The system also recognizes the main chords used in that song, so you can play on that easy. It's not a perfect reproduction, but for total beginners can be a great help. And then there are also possibilities like smart jams, where you have 4 different mates, I would say, that are focused on different genres, where you flash to the jam, you play one riff, one chord sequence or something like that, and this will generate a backing drums and bass, also not only drum, backing track for backing sound for you to jam on. Not bad, not bad. It's working only with simple sequences. For example, if you make a sequence of 3 or 4 chords, it's working. If you're using complicated riffs, in not so good, but it is a great idea. Again, it improves a lot if you have just an idea, some come into your mind, an inspiration, you want you try something, you plus that one, you get also some sort of backing track, and this can be the the first beginning of a new song. So in my opinion, it's interesting, really interesting. So it's a great event. Nothing of this is available for NUX, of course. Now it's time. I cannot give you all the details, but I wanted to give you an idea on how the apps are working. Both the apps are all available for both devices, either for Android and iOS. So don't worry, they are there. No software is required on computer. You are just using your mobile phone for the configuration. So give me a moment. I'm switching to the. Now we can switch to the official app by NUX. I'm turning on the Mightier so that it can be connected. You see what is the difference. Here you need to select so that it connects, so it can take some time. You see that the logic, the colors are similar, but the logic is different. Again, you see on the top, in any case, some differences. You see that you have all the 7 presets available. When I select them here, by the way, you look that the color is changing, and it is changing also here on the top of the device. So the color is telling you which preset you selected. Very smart, in my opinion. In any case, you also have the list of effects. The list of effects is composed by noise gate, the effects block that include a combination of what we have seen for Spark, the auto wah that is named touch wah, some phasers, migrations, some distortions, some compressors, and so on. Then we have the amplifier block. We also have the cabinet block, the IR block. So this is the main difference I mentioned before between the two. You also have the modulation. So this one combines chorus, vibration, or something like that. No equalization because the equalizer is not included here. Too bad. So it's not possible to have it. You only can select the 3-band equalizer in the FX block, so you need to sacrifice all the rest. Not a good idea in my opinion, so I really prefer what Spark did as a separation between effects, because it seems to me that they followed better the logic about which should work contemporary on the same device. Then we have also the delay block and the reverb block. The number of effects we have seen in the numbers are much less, and the functionalities are very similar. Also here you have the possibility to use backing tracks. There are some preloaded. You can also play some songs, but you don't have any elaboration like getting other things like I don't know, a backing track created by the AI or so. Nothing like that. It's much more analogic, say, from that point of view. So it's it's a very old device. There are new devices from UX that has additional functionalities, but not so smart as Positive Grid. One important thing, but in that, in any case, you have also the drum, the metronomes, different effects, different kinds. So you can, in any case, use a metronome or a drum line to help you jam on. So you still can do it, but you need to do everything manually. You don't have many help. And to connect, for example, YouTube or so, you need to use the app, launch the song. You can hear it because also this one is a Bluetooth speaker, so the music will come up from that, but it's not controlled by the amplifier app, and that is less practical. The great advantage is that this app is working better when it is on the background. So when you need to switch between different apps, it's working better. But there is an unofficial support that is even better. That is Mightier Amp. It's one of it's an app you have been hearing me speak about for hundreds of time on this channel because it's great. It is developed unofficially, so it's not provided by NUX. They support it because on the official website you will find a link to the website for downloading Mightier Amp. It is in any case both in Google Store and Apple App Store, so you don't really need to search around. The name is Mightier Amp, so it's like an improvement to Mighty Amp that is official app. It shows more or less the same thing. It has some advantages. There are specific videos in the channel. I'm not giving you the detail, but it is much smarter. It gives you the same possibility as Spark to turn on and off a block simply sliding on them. That is not available in the official app. You can have the drums. You can have unlimited presets. They are not on the cloud. You need to save it on your device, on your smartphone, but you can download as many as you want. The official app only allows you the 7 presets we have seen. Here you can have whichever you want, how many you want, how many categories you want. So it makes it closer to what you can do with Positive Grid, but of course not so integrated, but it can be done. And by the way, it allows you to connect remote controllers like the foot switch I mentioned, any Bluetooth device that provides MIDI commands or so, and this is a great improvement. This makes it much stronger from that point of view, so foot control, even to the positive grid, considering the official pedal that it is sold separately and quite expensive, in my opinion, by the manufacturer. So well, of course, this is an unofficial app, so it is not exactly something you are purchasing with the device, but it is one of the advantages you get when a device has been in the market for a long time. For Spark, I have to be honest, but please, if you know something that I'm not aware of and you want to tell me, just give me tell me in the comments. But personally, I was not able to find any third-party support for the positive grid devices. Probably the specifications are not so open by positive grid, so it's not possible for another provider, another developer to provide something different. Being said this, well, I'm gonna now let you hear some samples. I will record them through my, you see on the background of the screen that I have my audio card still already working, because I will record both the devices through a mic directly, so that you can hear what they sound, because I don't want to let you hear how they work when used through USB, because they are good, great. They are both great from that point of view. They provide good tones, in my opinion. But the important thing, the main difference that I would like to hear is how the two companies worked for storing, compressing within these two small devices a tone that can be convincing when played, when practicing. Because if it sounds, the risk with small amplifiers is that they sound too thin, and they are not pushing you there. You don't feel like you want to play more when the sound is not satisfying to your taste. So that's important to have this kind of comparison. So give me a moment, switching the screen to make you see some samples. We're finally back, and I would like to give you my personal evaluation. Well, from the point of view of the final result, of what can be provided by these devices, I made also a comparison because I wanted again to have an idea of what are the characteristics. Well, sound pressure, both of them are very strong. I like them a lot. I like them a lot. They are they don't make you feel that the volume is too low. You need to they are good considering the size, because it's incredible in my opinion that they have that sound pressure. Sound quality, Mightier, you have heard probably from the samples. I don't know how much it was possible to make you feel it, because what is the sensation in the room, because YouTube is compressing there is a microphone in between. So, and in particular the compression provided by YouTube and other systems is somehow reducing the amount, the definition, the amount of over harmonics. So this way you lose how complex the sound can feel. So in many cases you lose some best sound. So I fear you will have to trust me about the opinion for what is the outcome in the room. The best suggestion, in my opinion, if you are interested in purchasing one of these, try them if you can in a store, because this can change your perception a lot. Don't trust this video in particular for that. Well, to me, positive grid sound incredibly good. I didn't thought that After Effects could be so tridimensional, that could be so defined even for medium and low frequencies. NoX is good, but on the contrary, compared to this one, sounds less defined, in my opinion, and less and too bright, too thin somehow. Not so thin, because the sound is strong, is fat sometimes, but it sounds like much more like plastic. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I need to let you know the differences. Completely different evaluation if you are hearing them from the headphones. They are both fantastic. The NUX Mightier, in my opinion, is great if you use a pair of good headphones, especially because you get back all the basses that are lost from the speakers. So, in my opinion, that is the point. They were able to make a good modular, very good in my opinion, considering the price and the size. I'm not comparing this one to Fractal or something like that. Don't get me wrong. Both of them are good, not fantastic. Neither of them can replace a real modeler. They are for practice. But that one is great on headphones. The speakers doesn't give it justice. With the Spark, the effect is closer. You still have more basses, even too much in the headphone. But the real feel in the open air is still very good. That is something that I really didn't expect from that. Tone flexibility, more or less, is the same. 7 effect blocks, more effects for positive grid, but the type of effects are more or less the same. So you get more or less the same result. They have also the same limitation. For example, neither of them allows you to have two delays in sequence. So forget obtaining exactly the tone by the Edge or by Paul Gilmore. You will not get them because some effects, Run Like Hell, Where the Streets Have No Name, Pride, they need two delays, one after the other, with different timings. That is not possible here. With both of them, you can get an 8D delay, but not two delays in combination. At least I didn't find any option to do that on either of these ones. Portability, of course, NUX is somehow better. It weighs after after weight of the positive grid, feels less delicate because the Tolex opposite grid, in my opinion, feels like it can be damaged. So I would definitely use a bag if using that one. It fits perfectly within my guitar bag, the NUX. The positive grid, it's too fat for that. The weight is different. You have also the wireless transmitter. You don't even need the cable when you are traveling with that. So for portability, and also battery lifetime is twice as much as the positive grid. So for portability, NUX wins hands down. And that is one of the reasons I purchased it in the first place. As aesthetic, you know that positive grid is a great winner, so you don't need, there is no comparison in that. My only suggestion, this is white, don't do that. It looks very beautiful, better than the black one in my opinion, even better, but they are very close. And believe me, the white is so difficult to keep clean, I would never purchase it again. So please follow my, trust me, so if you want it, take the black one. Who should buy each of them? Well, I'm suggesting NUX for the utmost portability, and if you really like to have the possibility to learn also when doing, to set everything manually, but of course this takes time. Who am I suggesting the Spark? Everybody else, in my opinion, because for practice, the sound is good. I purchased it. The sounds I let you hear in the samples are exactly the 4 presets available in the device. In the NUX, I changed them all because the presets it came provided off were not usable to me. Instead, the 4 available for the Spark are already good. I didn't need to change them. Does it really need to fine tune? You cannot select the IR, you cannot select every single bit of the tone. You just plug it in, turn it on, it's usable, and it sounds good. So they have two different purposes. NoX lets you learn how a modular work, how an effect chain works. So it is good for learning that part if you want. Positive Grid is better for the sound quality, for the sound result. It is very easy to use. It just works. So you can have a backing track very quickly. Within the app, you can select the song you want to play it on. You are saving a lot of time this way. So for practice at home, or where you have just a few time, 10 minutes, and you want to grab your guitar and try for a moment and practice for a moment, that is fantastic. Mightier can obtain a similar result, but it needs setting. You need to create your presets, you need to save them in the app. The official app is not so good. In my opinion, it's better to use the Mightier Amp app. Sure, you get different tones for different possibilities. With Positive Grid, everything is integrated. You save a lot of time. You don't have the wireless, but of course, if you are using at home, it's good. So, honestly, if I had to decide for me which one to purchase, well, this one hands down for practice at home. It saves me the need to turn on and wait my tube amps to warm. That is not always possible. Sometimes you just have 10 minutes between two different activities, and it is good to have something like that, and it sounds good. So that's great in my opinion. It's portable, it's battery power. You don't need to connect it to anything. Turn it on, plug it in, and it's okay. NUX Mightier for traveling. It's incredible for traveling. There is no There is no possibility for you to beat it. It's incredible because it is the size of a small compared with the power with a small Bluetooth speaker, but it also has a transmitter and receiver built in, all the effects, whatever you need. And if you have a very a portable Bluetooth pedal board like the chocolate I have been showing you in the channel, you can use it. Everything can fit your guitar bag, and you have your acoustic or your electric, the lighter one you can handle within your bag together with this one, and you can play in every room without particular problems. So it's great for traveling. Now the final question: which one will I choose? In my opinion, they have different targets, so I would like to keep them both. But there is another point. I will return this one. Why? You're asking me because I already have this one and I cannot make a change. I'm still happy with it. I like it. It sounds thin compared to the Spark. The Spark is great. Spark, why I am returning it? Because I fear that it will be upgraded. The Spark 2 has been the main one has been delivered, and honestly, I'm interested in purchasing that one. It is slightly bigger, but for use at home is not a big deal. It is stronger, bass are better, it can replace many devices, it has more horsepower for modeling. So, in my opinion, is the second level, and I would like to raise the to go to that. So. I'm just returning from that because in the same device range there is something better. Would I choose only one? This one for me. But it is a personal opinion. Why? Because I'm really like to fine tune my tone. I really love NoX Mightier for that. But when you just plug it in and you want to practice, the Spark is easier and sounds better. It's honestly, I suggest you really. I push you. I would ask you to try them because the effects is incredible. I don't know how they were able to put such a tone inside that device. I was surprised by the Mighty Air. I'm even more surprised by the Spark Mini. Being said this, I hope was proved helpful for to you. See you next time. Give me comments below if you're interested in something else and there is something that you didn't learn, you want some additional details. In the meantime, I'm renewing the invitation to next time. Bye bye.